Hi everybody, welcome to our second video today, Thursday, September the 10th. Now we are going to take a look at Chapter 1, Professionalism and Employee Engagement and why it is so important in today's business world. So if you're following along in the textbook, I'm now starting on page 15. As well, I have uploaded the PowerPoint presentation for Chapter 1 into Blackboard, so you also have access for that. So let's get started with professionalism and why it's important in today's workplace. I mean, it seems pretty common sense, but at the end of the day, we need to maybe reiterate a few important pieces of professionalism as it applies to the workforce today. So when we talk about professionalism, everybody, we're talking about those things that a worker needs to demonstrate that they are worthy of trust through their attitudes and actions within the workplace. Okay, so this is up to us as workers to demonstrate that we're worthy of trust. Okay, how do we show professionalism within the workplace? It lists some ideas on page 15, but just to reiterate what those are, we need to put clients' needs first. Okay, same as my work professionalism, I need to put those of the student first, okay? So putting those individuals first, we need to maintain confidentiality within the workplace, and we need to use knowledge for honest, legal, and ethical purposes, okay? Taken exactly from page 15 of your textbook. I couldn't have really said it better myself. So some important things that we need to keep in mind when we talk about professionalism. How do we act it? How do we create that? How do we move forward within a workplace in a professional manner? Now, I wanted to share with you at the bottom of 15, I've highlighted some of the part of the text that I feel is really important. And it just states right at the bottom, becoming professionalized or achieving status as a professional isn't about wearing the right suit or looking the part. Okay, it's about standing out as someone who can act decisively and knowledgeably, the ability to adapt to new situations and add value to an organization through your high quality work. Okay, the link between organizations and professionalism is strong. In fact, the textbook says that professionalism is embedded in every aspect of the workplace, including its systems, structures, rules, and procedures. Okay, they prioritize it in their policies, mission statements, our code of conduct, okay, training manuals, and communication standards because it is considered desirable, appealing, and rewarding, everybody. Okay. Professionalism is good for business because it enhances a company's efficiency, our productivity, our competitiveness, and our reputation. Okay. Some of the things that we need to keep in mind when we talk about professionalism. Now, PowerPoint does show you some slides that deal with the qualities, pardon me, characteristics and expectations for professionalism. Okay, a list, figure 1.1 of that slide lists the skills and personal qualities for what they call good corporate citizenship. So, for example, things like accountability, okay, action orientated, all right, attention to detail. We're going to be looking a lot at that as we work through with your written work that you're handing in and your attention to detail. Okay, your etiquette, your ethical awareness, just to name a few. Okay, your dedication to the company or organization that you're working for, your ability to be competent, have confidence. Those are all qualities, characteristics, and expectations of today's workplace. Okay, and if you're following on the text, they do list those as well too on pages 18 and 19. That ability, everybody, to take pride and satisfaction in your work, okay, being polite, right? Commitment to excellence are all things that we need to work towards in order to have that level of professionalism that organizations and companies are looking for today. Okay? Unprofessional. So we've talked about professional. Let's talk a little bit about what it is about being unprofessional. At the bottom of page 19, they list some of the, not necessarily skills, but some of the qualities or characteristics that one can exhibit in an unprofessional manner. And that would be gossiping about colleagues. Bullying today is an issue not only for children within schools, but it's also an issue in the workplace as well too. Okay, using profane language. Okay, sabotaging a colleague's efforts, blaming a colleague unfairly are all characteristics of unprofessional behavior. So what we're trying to do today is I want to make you aware of what it is to be professional in today's workplace. So it's not always about having the best suit, having the best of anything. It's about being the best person that you can be within the workplace. I think sums it up quite nicely. Okay. Moving on to page 20, everybody, they talk a little bit about teamwork. This is something that we will be talking about a lot within the business department. A lot of the courses that you're going to be taking are going to deal with teamwork. So when we talk about teamwork, let's define it first so that we can appreciate and understand where we're going to be moving to with our assignments. So a team, everybody, it's a specific type of group whose members have complementary skills and work toward a common mission or a goal. Okay, so that complementary skills, the business students as an example. So we're going to take business students, we're going to put them in teams, okay, because you have those complementary skills, and you're going to be working towards some sort of common goal, whether it be an assignment, okay, maybe a project that you have to do, an oral presentation, okay? So teamwork, what does it take to successfully be able to work in a team? Okay, top of page 21, everybody. Teams are formed deliberately and carefully to help organizations perform those crucial functions, including meeting work needs, realizing specialized outcomes, and sustaining a competitive advantage. Okay, teams are essential, everybody, within organizations because they help accomplish those projects too large or too complex. They help to form bonds and that sense of community. That's really what we want to achieve in communications is we want to have that sense of community. We want to be able to communicate. Okay, they help propose and evaluate solutions to problems within an organization, and they also help to facilitate innovation. Okay, they can be measured within the steps of quantity, quality, and satisfaction. Okay, so some of the things that we need to be aware of when we talk about teamwork, and again, we're going to be talking about this a lot. In the past, we have done work with intercultural awareness or cultural awareness as it pertains to teamwork. Because we know as we look around today, a lot of the students are from other countries. They might be from other provinces. Maybe English isn't their first language. So we need to come to some kind of understanding when we're talking about teamwork and what it takes to be a successful team. We don't want to form teams to have people fail. That's not what we do. We want to have teams formed so that they can be successful, and we need to work towards that. There are several different types of teams. Okay, in the middle of page 21, you could have a project team. Okay, you could have a cross-functional team. You could have a virtual team, which is what we'll probably be looking at this semester. Okay, you can have intact standing teams. Okay, but probably the most relevant ones that we are looking at today are those virtual teams and those cross-functional teams, okay, especially within large organizations, bringing people together to work collaboratively. The bottom of page 21 talks a little bit about characteristics of those high-performing teams. They also go on to talk about team decision-making models on page 22. Also within the PowerPoint, page 23 shows you some principles and boundaries for high-performing teams. What does it take to be able to work in those kind of team environments? Commitment, trust, accountability are three of the big things that not only do they apply with high-performing teams, but I think they apply to teams in general as well too. So some things to keep in mind. Okay, some of the stages of the team development, page 24. I remember last year when I was teaching this class, I used a relationship as an example of a team. Okay, so the 4 stages of team development are forming, storming, norming, and performing. Okay, possible exam question. I'm just saying that right now. Okay, so you come together, it's new, you're excited. Okay, you want to be able to work with these people, you have great ideas, you have goals, similar to a relationship. Okay, you've come together as a couple, it's exciting, it's new. Okay, everything is wonderful. And then we hit a bit of the storming phase, right? We have a little bit of frustration over roles and responsibilities. Who's going to do this job? Who's going to do that job? So we've gone from forming to a little bit of storming. The weather's getting a little crazy out there, right? A little bit of cloudiness and unhappiness. Then we resolve those. Okay, we've laid down some ground rules and we have some goals, and we're now in the norming stage. Okay, so we're moving a little bit forward. And then the final stage of that team development is what we call performing. Okay, we realize progress in attaining our satisfaction and achieving goals. So the 4 main components in those stages in team development. The textbook goes on to talk a little bit at the bottom of page 24 about managing team conflict. Doesn't matter what you do, where you go, you are always going to have some kind of conflict. And how do we deal with conflict in a professional manner? Okay, and again, it truly does boil down to communication and that ability to talk to somebody or be in contact with them. Okay, and then the last part of this video deals with virtual teams. Okay, I highly suggest that you take a look at this because we are moving into this virtual world and we will have teamwork that we're going to have to work on in order to be able to make it successful for everybody. Okay, so clarity, mode, responsiveness are all some of the components that we need to keep in mind when we're talking about virtual teams. Okay, frequency of communication, predictability of communication. It all boils down, everybody, to being able to talk to people. So I'm going to end this 15-minute video with that quote from Brian Tracy again. Everybody, I really want to hammer that home. Communication is a skill that you can learn. It's like riding a bicycle or typing. If you're willing to work at it, so put the work into it, you can rapidly improve the quality of your life, okay, in every part. Okay, thank you very much. I will have part 3 available for you shortly. Take care.